By the end of this video, you'll know the 7 symptoms of leaky gut syndrome. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you 6 solutions to solve this problem. My name is Dr. Story. I've been a doctor of chiropractic for over 28 years. I'm going to give you realistic advice based on my experience and based on the scientific literature. Leaky gut is a major problem because it's a disease where the inner lining of our intestines have increased permeability. This means that stuff that's harmful to us like gluten, bacteria, and large food particles can be absorbed into our bloodstream. This leads to inflammation of our entire body. So these are 7 symptoms associated with leaky gut syndrome, and some of them can be absolutely severe and others can be very mild. The first one is diarrhea and/or constipation. The reason the diarrhea is occurring is because your body is trying to naturally get rid of those toxins. And then the constipation happens because of less motility of the digestive tract. Number 2 is bloating and gas. And the reason for this is because of the bacterial overgrowth, and they start to ferment and create that problem. Number 3 is fatigue, and the reason this occurs is because when you have leaky gut syndrome, your body is not absorbing all the nutrients that it needs. The 4th symptom is headaches, and that's because of the inflammatory situation that's happening in the body. Number 5 is confusion. Number 6 are skin problems like acne, rashes, and eczema. And the reason this occurs is because our body is trying to get rid of these poisons through the biggest organ of the body, the largest organ of the body, and that is the skin. The 7th, and this is the reason people come in to see me, is because of joint pain. Joint pain is why people go to a chiropractor. So when patients come in, I'm always curious if they do have a leaky gut syndrome, because that can be the underlying reason why they get lots of joint pain. So what are some solutions? I have 6. These are natural approaches, and you may want to get a pen and paper handy and write these down, because that way, number 1, you won't forget, but I'm going to give you a game plan that maybe this can help you and solve your problem. Number 1 is to take a probiotic, and what you're doing here is you're simply trying to put good bacteria into your digestive tract to overload the bad bacteria. When you take probiotics, it may take about 2 to 3 weeks for it to start to work. It's very important that you take the probiotics a number of hours before you eat. You want to take the probiotics on an empty stomach. If you eat too closely to the probiotics, then your stomach will start to produce hydrochloric acid, and that will break down the probiotic. If you want to look at the probiotics that I particularly like, I'll put links down below in the description so you can look at those. The second thing that you want to do is avoid any types of colas, caffeine, or coffee. Those are very commonly irritants for people that have leaky gut syndrome. Number 3, you want to try an elimination diet. You see, you want to try to eliminate all the possible foods that might be contributing towards your problem. You may not know what they are. So by starting an elimination diet, you eliminate most foods and you eat very simply. This is one of the best arguments, for example, for the carnivore diet. If you only eat steak and you only eat one type of steak and that solves your problem, that's a good starting point. You may not be doing this forever, but what you want to do is you want to starve the bacteria of carbohydrates. As your gut starts to heal, then you can start to reintroduce foods one at a time. It will become very evident that one food in particular might become an irritant, and then you know. As time goes on, people with leaky gut syndrome, many people find that a high fiber diet is very beneficial. Some people will notice a lot of vegetables really helps them. Think of it as like the fiber is like Roto-Rooter for your gut. But in the beginning stages, that may be too aggressive for you. Everyone's different, but there probably is a perfect diet for you. You just have to figure out what it is. The 4th solution is to stay away from antacids. The reason why is you want your body to produce hydrochloric acid. That's one of the first things that happen that break down food. When many people have a tummy ache, they just say, oh, I don't feel so good. I feel gassy and bloated. So they start popping antacids. And what they're doing is they're interfering with their stomach's ability to break down food. So it's this never-ending vicious cycle that you never digest food very well. And it starts to interfere with the natural course of your digestive tract. So stay away from antacids. Number 5, try to stay as healthy as you can so that you don't need antibiotics. One of the problems is when you get an illness and the doctor gives you antibiotics, The antibiotics are very often broad spectrum. They kill the good bacteria as well as the bad. It's great that they kill the bad bacteria, but now they just killed the entire flora of your digestive tract. And now that leads to leaky gut syndrome. This is why for some women, they take an antibiotic for an ear infection or something like that, and then all of a sudden now they have a yeast infection because their body's immune system has been dropped from the antibiotics, and now it's more susceptible for other things like fungi as well as other bacteria to flourish. The sixth and final solution is to try your best to reduce stress. When cortisol is high all the time, it interferes with your parasympathetic nervous system, and this is the part of your nervous system that allows your body to digest food. If the parasympathetic nervous system is interfered with and not able to function at its highest capacity, you're never going to digest food well, and then your body is going to develop the leaky gut syndrome. So the name of the game here is to develop a healthy, natural biome of your digestive tract. That's the only way that this problem can possibly go away. Now, if you want to lower blood pressure and cholesterol at the same time, watch this video. If you want to see a recipe for a great lunch, watch this video.